Today is Saturday. Tomorrow's Easter. So I'm trying to get as much done as possible in this raised bed garden. This week has been so crazy. Haven't been able to do much in the garden. So I'm going to take you along on what I will be doing today. So I took a picture of how our raised beds are looking because we bought more of them. And we finally have a count of how many. I'm part of the Central Florida Facebook group, gardening Facebook group, and everybody is harvesting their garlic right now. So I put them in the refrigerator for about 12 weeks. I'll put a card here of when I planted them. Planted them November 19th. So garlic should be grown between 7 to 9 months. And literally for us here in the tropics, when it comes to the rest of the United States, the 8th month rule doesn't really apply to us just because the time that it's in my refrigerator is part of that timeline. So about 3 months in the refrigerator and then 5 months growing actually in the ground here in Florida. So about that time frame. So it looks like a lot of Central Florida gardeners are getting really small garlic bulbs just because the heat is so bad and the weather's just been crazy. I'm not gonna expect large garlic, but hey, if I grow some garlic, I'll be happy. I grew about 100. A lot of them have died out. As you saw, that bed looks pretty sad compared to what it looked like. So I'm gonna go ahead and be harvesting that today. So we have 2 raised beds left, which will be built inside. We have them already. So let me just show you how many we have and what's growing for now. This lighting is just crazy. Okay, so this is obviously the entrance, and we have 7 raised beds on this side. We have a trellis here. We're gonna have this same trellis over here with these 2 raised beds. So I'm slowly putting all this dirt in the raised beds. Right now, let's just start from here. I have, my kale. Broccoli is in the back. Kale and lettuce. Some spinach. Here I have some cabbages, some nasturtium, some Swiss chard. I lost footage of when I was showing you some of what I have in my raised bed. So it's actually a couple weeks after, and I'm just gonna keep going and show you. This bed has a lot of nasturtium, which you can actually eat all this. This is all edible. And then I have a lot of broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and dinosaur kale that is doing well in this raised bed. Then I have watermelon in this raised bed with cucumbers on the side. Since I lost footage and this isn't the present moment, you're not going to see these in this video, but I have already planted my tomatoes and this is how they look so far. I have grapes. They're doing well. Lavender that I grew from seed. Chamomile. A whole pot of thyme. And then this raised bed that's going to be going pretty soon. Oh, look at butterfly. Some perennial flowers and some carrots that we pulled. Oh, look at her. Yes. So beautiful. Definitely have some flowers in your vegetable garden. So this is gonna go. Now with all the projects that need to be done, I mean, it does seem overwhelming. I feel like at this point I'm just trying to keep my head above water. Kind of probably taking too much. My husband's home during the week, but I mean, this takes a village to do. So for people who want to garden, just know, yes, you can garden in a small scale, containers, perfectly doable if you live in a small space. If you want to expand like I have, definitely keep in mind that the more you have, the more work it's going to be. And water is key in Florida. Shade cloth is key in Florida. So you have to implement those things to grow successfully here. It is so hot. The heat index today is probably over 90. And I mean, it's not too bad with my hat. I have sunscreen on and my shade cloth that's 40%. Still, it is definitely humid, hot, and pretty much unbearable to garden. It is April and it's not even June yet. It's not even summer yet, and it's already in the 90s, high 90s. So you don't have to grow a million things. You can just grow some herbs to start with. I mean, it's really could be simple. Don't let anybody like me or anybody else who has a lot of land discourage you with everything you see when it comes to gardening and not be able to, you don't have time to do it. You can definitely start small. I started in base housing in Washington State. I'll show you some pictures of the time when I had a little lot in front of my house that I grew over 50 pounds of tomatoes, sunflowers, snap peas, sugar snap peas, peppers, squash. I mean, in a little area I started, and the dream was to be this big. That was just my personal goal, but for you, it doesn't have to be that way. You can start small, stay small, it doesn't matter. I think as long as you grow something, it's good for the soul, it's good for the body, and I hope more people start gardening. I mean, a lot of people have since, you know what, over 2 years ago started, but I mean, people need to keep going. Keep gardening, keep growing food, flowers. It's a beautiful thing, helps Mother Earth, and I just feel like more people need to not look at the pretty pictures, not be discouraged by people, and just be motivated, be inspired to grow food. Green stalk fell, so I salvaged some dirt. These are all these plants I gotta plant out as well. And I need moringa trees planted in here, which I have a few inside. And my roses, which I haven't been able to film a whole rose update from when I planted my roses. They had some flowers, but I went ahead and I trimmed them off when they were dead. But the roses are doing well still here in the heat. So I have to finish this up as well. So much to do, so little time. Now, these are all calendula actually, which is probably too late for them, but I don't know, we'll see. And my tomatoes that I have to put out. Probably root bound, pretty sure. Its green stalks are going out there. So I have to move these. This is all rosemary in here. Dill that's flowering and some parsley. So I have to get on my herb sowing today if I have time. These bananas are definitely growing well, making new growth after they were destroyed by the frost a couple of times this past winter. But they are definitely bouncing back, and I'm so happy. We actually had one rack of bananas that died in the frost. So sad. Didn't get to it, but died. Hopefully our goal is to get one rack of banana on any of these. Palm tree that died and now it's coming back up. And I'm super stoked about this little one. This is a shampoo ginger that died and it came back up again. Look at that. Courtesy from one of my co-workers who graciously gifted me a shampoo ginger plant. So I'm glad that it survived and it grew back. So all these banana trees are definitely on the up and up. We started with 4 and we propagated up to 22. so you can definitely do it. Excited. I was able to plant out a few loofah and Armenian cucumbers planted in this raised bed. So we have two raised beds by the trellis. I'm going to trellis up. However, I think tomorrow I'll do this raised bed because I still have all these. And then the garlic harvest. They're pretty cool. So some garlic. So that's pretty awesome. It's about 4 o'clock, so I'm gonna just go in and cook some dinner. Stop for now. I got a decent garlic harvest. Pretty cool. Not bad for first time growing garlic in Florida. Can be done. I think I just gotta get, just next year I probably will be more on the watering and fertilizing. It got away from me a little bit, but I mean, at least I got a decent harvest, so I'm happy about it. Some of them are not ready to be pulled. As you can see back here, we didn't pull some of those just because this is what that looks like. Not really a bulb yet, but we'll wait to pull those. The rest, you know, some of them are decent. A lot of them didn't really have, they just were super small. A lot of them died, like I said. As for the rest, I mean, it's okay. I have not enough time in the day to do all the gardening that I want to. But one day, I will be able to do this full time and grow as much food as possible. It's really hard. I mean, sometimes I feel like social media and sometimes YouTube, you know, has amazing gardeners out there who just grow so much food. And you can get down on yourself a little bit if that's like what you want. So like me, I want to grow so much food and with rows and rows of food, and it's just not doable sometimes because of the time and what you deal with daily in your life. No one knows, right? Everybody has stuff that they have to deal with in everyday life. So in my case, I really just try to do as much as I can. It's cool that my daughters were able to plant the garlic and harvest the garlic, and I'm excited to get the rest of them. And then the onions, soon, so hopefully every year that I garden here now, when everything is established, it just looks like a mess right now, just because all the grow bags and things are, it feels like I'm starting over, because when my first video of me building this garden was just landscape fabric and grow bags, and I planted a little bit, and I haven't got to the point where I'm sufficient in one thing, except for eggs, which we have 30 hens, so we definitely don't need to buy eggs. But when it comes to food, I don't need to buy lettuce or any greens, which is good. I don't need to buy garlic now, and soon onions. So little by little, I'll get to the point where I don't have to buy things for like a whole year, like grow a year's worth of things. It takes longer for some folks like me to do that, just because I don't have the time to do it during the week. But nevertheless, I hope that this inspires you to grow something, even if you don't think you know how to grow it. Try it. Florida is very special, like I said, so if you're growing anywhere else, you're probably starting onions or starting things. With us, gardening, the season is almost over. Summer is fast approaching. May is right around the corner, and all the bugs are going to come fiercely, I'm sure. So our window, we can grow all year for things that work well in the heat, like bananas and tropical things like that. But when it comes to cold hardy stuff, our time is limited. Tomatoes, I late on those. I mean, obviously I have them, but I have to plant them still. So things like that, you know, there's so much to do, but I'm just happy that I get to do it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay well, friends.
How come the stars